Ed Bentley, thank you so much for performing today. That was great.
Thank you.
First off, how did you get started in music?
I started back in the last century, and I was around 12 years old, and I was going by a music store, and I saw a guitar in the window. And I think I want to try that. So I went in there, and I had a paper route at the time, so I had enough money to buy a little student model guitar, and that's how I started.
And when did you start writing songs?
I didn't start writing songs until I was probably in my 30s or 40s, around in there. Before that, I just played in bands and had my own cover band and all that stuff. But
so I just want to ask you, what were some of the songs about that you performed today?
The first song I sang was about musicians that travel, and basically, we're all after the same thing. We're after an audience. So I just wanted to thank people when I do get an audience. I welcome them for being there, because for me, that's a big part of what it's playing is all about, live especially, So that was the second one is I've been around a long time, so I have no illusions about becoming a big star or anything like that. So, like I said, I'm just a guy in a flannel shirt, strumming my guitar. So
pretty apt.
Yeah. So let's see what else. The third one I wrote was I've been with my same partner for the last 28 years, and she grabbed me when I was at a low point, going through a divorce, and we've been together, and she is just so cool because she never demands anything from me. When I want to go out to play, she says, go out, have a good time, and she's that type of person. So I wrote that song. And I'm sure anybody that has a person in their life like that really appreciates that, And let's see, the one about this ain't the life, that goes back to my divorce,
Yeah.
And then the last song, I don't know where that came from. I just was strumming a few chords, and all of a sudden, all this stuff started coming to me. So I don't really remember exactly what initiated that one.
You said you get a lot of requests for that one.
Yeah, it's funny, and I'd be playing somewhere, and I'm an old man, and this young girl goes, "Oh, I love that song. Can you send me a copy of that?"
I think for me personally, I find it kind of this really hauntingly beautiful.
Yeah, it's a minor key song,
and it really grabs its attention. So,
yeah,
I can see why it's popular.
Yeah, that's just when you write a song, you never know what the reaction is going to be. So you just write from your heart and try to express something that maybe you have an experience with, and hopefully it will work.
And I missed this question with the last band that performed, but who are some of your biggest musical influences?
I like people like, because, James Taylor is one of them. And another guy that I really like is Delbert McClinton. And I hadn't heard about, the reason I found him was I went out one time, I was just going through some CDs. It was a double CD live. And I says, that looks interesting. I like the cover. It was kind of an orange cover on it, So I bought it, and I started listening to his stuff. And he says, I had never heard of him before that. He's out of Texas, He's not on the top tier, but he's a little bit older than I am. He's about 77, and he's still touring. I've seen him. I seen him down at Gillette State. Well, he wasn't playing at the stadium, but he was playing at one of their little venues down there. He puts on a fantastic performance. So he's another one that when I put my Pandora on, that's a station I listen to. So.
And where can people find your music, whether online or if they want to catch you live?
I put a lot of stuff on Facebook because I go to a lot of open mics. I play out occasionally, but at my age, it's getting to the end of the rope here, I just noticed anybody, when I see them packing up a lot of stuff and everything, I get tired just watching them pack stuff up,
Do you go to open mics on a regular basis?
Pretty much. I try to go around to the different, and support them, because it's very important to have these open mics, because new people come in, they've never been on a stage before, and here's an opportunity, and there's no pressure on them, but that's a good place to start, really, if you want to play out in front of an audience.
And where are some open mics that you like to play?
Oh, I like Luthier's Co-op, the Southwick Inn. Let's see, there's a couple of other ones. There's one up at the Brewmasters in Williamsburg once a month. So I try to get around to as many as I can, just to support the people that put these on, because that's a lot of work every week. It's a commitment every week to be there. And so I like to support them for that, yeah.
Well, thanks so much, Ed.
Okay.
Really appreciate your set.
Thank you. Thank you for having me.